Hey guys, Thomas from Team Sakurazo here, coming at you guys with another late night market watch for you guys today. We've had a lot of impacts on the market, not just because of the economy, but because of the 2022 TINS. I don't know what people were expecting out of that personally, but it looked like the normal shebang that we usually get. I guess the community was thinking something else, but we're going to get right into it. If you guys could smash that like button and subscribe, that would be great. If you're buying any cards off TCG Player, please use my affiliate link down in the description below. Helps out the channel to no additional cost to you. And thank you to all my YouTube channel members. I really appreciate what you guys do for me and the channel. And for some good news, there will be a 5 cards to have in your trade binder. Hopefully Wednesday is what I'm aiming for. I'm aiming for this week, but hopefully Wednesday, so we can have the live stream tomorrow. And then Wednesday, you got a 5 cards out of your trade binder to kind of hold you over till Friday, Saturday for the next upload. I know that I didn't have one in August. I had one in June and July, but I do love that series. It takes more time sometimes in order to do it, and I'm going to try to do it at least once a month, I think. Now, we're going to get right into it. Fundraise, the Advent of Adventure. Now, this card I'm looking at right now because of 2 reasons. Number 1, all the Fundraise cards are getting reprinted in the TINS, but this. So someone wants to play Fundraise, like, oh, this looks fun. They pick up everything because everything's basically going to be pennies and dollars at that point. You know, I don't see a card being over $3 from Fundraise besides this card, because this is a Balance of Chaos. So this card is most likely going to see a reprint in the 2023 TINS. So not this year's TINS, next year's TINS, because they usually reprint the last 4 or 5 core sets, and Balance of Chaos would be one of those sets here. Now, the second reason that a lot of people aren't looking at, even if I actually had someone I told about this and it still went over their head. 85 listings, right? Well, let's put on verified, okay? 43 listings. Now, when I put verified on a card from a somewhat recent core set, putting verified on should not cut the listings in closer to half. Right over here. So, you know, and we don't even have near mints on. We put near mints on 36 listings. $11.39, $13 here. Goes up to about 15 roughly here, going up to about 21. I'd see this card being about $25 to $30 personally within the next month or less. If you don't have your playset, I highly advise you know, getting this card now. Fundraise could be a fun deck to pick up and play this format, since it could still do some pretty awesome things. As well as, if you don't want to play Fundraise, I see some money in your future if you pick this up. Pot of Prosperity over here from Blazing a Vortex. A lot of people freaked out this card wasn't in the TINS because they saw like a couple cards leaked and Pot of Prosperity wasn't in there because they try to put the quote-unquote cover-S cards on those sets, or, you know, the high hitters, and Pot of Prosperity was not there, so people started panicking. This card actually went up a little bit here. Now, seeing how it was verified, $68 to about $70. This card could probably hit 50, 60, somewhere around there. I don't see this card taking too much, even though, you know, we're going to have the reprint coming forth. Although I do want to see what the TINS are going to do with the new rarity. I'm not going to call it new rarity. They're basically giving us a secret rare that looks a little bit different than a normal secret rare as our reprint, which is something kind of strange. I guess they're kind of Konami's kind of testing the waters with a couple things over here. But, you know, if you want Pop Prosperity, $70 for original is not that bad, to be perfectly honest. Crossout Designator, probably the worst investment you could have made here. Not even a year, and they reprint this card. I'm actually shocked, because we don't even have a Dimension Shifter reprint yet. We're going to get one, yes, of course, but the fact that we have this announced before we have a Dimension Shifter reprint in our hands is pretty crazy to me. We're seeing $12. I heard from someone this was about $9, actually. In fact, if we could look at the graph here, maybe it could kind of show us a... it's showing us some $10, but it's not really showing us any $9 ones here. Oh, a little bit here at 9, a little bit. You know, we're seeing a lot of $10, probably some 9s in here. Okay. Personally, if you have your playset, I mean, you have your playset to play, I would just hold on to them. If you invest in this card and you were waiting for this card to go up, which I told people not to do on multiple occasions, I said, look, Maybe it can hit 40, 50, but it's not a card that you're going to want here. If you're held these, well, you took a huge fat L. That's all I can really tell you. Players kept telling me this card was going to be amazing. Oh, it's going to hit 50, 60 to $100 again. Team Sakurazo, you don't know what you're talking about. Well, now you look like an idiot. Proof is in the pudding, as they say. Now, Underworld Goddess of the Closed World here, coming out of Blazing Vortex, about $22 here. So, not too bad. It does go up to about $25 here. But personally, I see this secret rare being about $10 in the future. If you have it, and you're still debating on selling it, I really would. Lightning Storm from Ignition Assault First Edition Secrets. This is getting a reprint, but first editions here, if you want the original print secret rare, $53. Look, I know a lot of people are looking towards, forward to the reprint. That's probably going to be roughly $20, something around that. Could be a little more, maybe a little less. But secret rares are as low as they probably should be. I think that getting secret rares is not a bad option here. I did talk about getting the Starlight Rare, which we have over here. Ultra rares have dropped to about $32, $33, which is good because this Ultra was about $50 to $60 at one point. I think Lightning Storm is definitely at the point where it should be a lot more accessible to players. I would probably pick up the secret rare, or if you're like, you know what, I like how it looks, but I don't want to spend $150 on this card when I could probably spend $60 to $70. Even for a higher rarity, that's probably going to appreciate. Waiting for the Ultras is not a bad idea. I would definitely not mess with this version anymore. Lightning Storm Starlight Rare. In fact, I always told people if they had the regular Ultras to upgrade to Secrets. Starlight Rare. So I told people to get this around $280 here for your Prismatic Secrets. Right now, they're about $361 here. In fact, if we put Verified on, $361 for a playset right there. Then you have another playset here at $450. Yeah, you have this one-off copy at $370, $450, $500, $524, right? And this is a card that people are going to get playsets of, right? So I don't expect people to just sell one copy at a time for the most part here. If you got things at $280, I mean, it's still looking up for you, but I think the Starlight Rare Lightning Storms are going to need a little more time or a format where it's seeing more side/main play in order for the Starlights to consistently hit a $500 to $700 mark here. Topological Bomber Dragon is seeing more play. Now, I always told people I have their copy of this card because it's essentially a Prank Kids, whatever their fusion is called. I think it's called Bal and Butler in a sense, but even a little bit better. If another monster is special to his own, this Link Monster points to, which this has 4 Link arrows. If your opponent's dumb enough to put something in that column, that's wonderful for them. But for the most part, you have 3 columns where you could special summon something of your own and blow up all the monsters on your field that can be destroyed by card effects and your opponents, right? Now, if this card attacks an opponent's monster, you also inflict damage to your opponent equal to that monster's original attack after damage calculation. So if this attacks over, say, a normal level 4 monster, let's say it has 1800 attack, they take 12, and then they'll take 18, right? So this card, in my opinion, was kind of like a experimental card for cards like Borosword. That's how I kind of see Topological Bomber Dragon. As well as it is used in the anime. I told people, $3, not too bad. Well, right now, your first edition lightly plays are $13.50, but your near mints are $17. Now, I have a few of these because they were too low to get rid of, so really glad to see this. You also have the Megatin versions over here, about $7. I think this card is going to go down, so I would wait for it to calm down. Personally, I also want to go over another buyout that I just realized I did not have in this market watch. Nightmare Griffin, I told people to get these at $4 to $6, like maybe a month ago, not even. Well, if you got your first eds for less than $7, well, good job. $16.50. This is what you like to see when you invest in a card. Double profits, right? Sorry about that, guys. But yeah, 15, 16, up to $17 here. You got heavily played here for about 1,000. I don't know what the point of even having that on there is, personally. Like, I really don't get it. But yeah, goes up to 24 listings here. Divider of the Herald Lightning Overdrive over here is about $28 here. You got 2 copies here, and then they go up to about 34 here. Look, this card is not only great in every ritual deck, but we have decks in the future that are going to be able to use Diviner of the Herald. Now, this card is getting a reprint now, don't get me wrong, but having the original print secret rare, I think that this card, it could probably start slowly heading up. You have a cheaper copy here that you can get at about, 27, 28 here. As you guys see, the card's still getting bought out every single day at 27.30 with a reprint on the way. If you want to get some higher rarity diviners, might not be a bad idea. Ultimate rare Halki fishback. So I go over this card every second market watch since we're kind of in the banless area and we see something with Hulk, getting banned here. I went over the ulti when about a week ago, about $43, $44 here. Roughly $43 here, except for this listing at 41 here. If you do not have ulti Hulk at all, make sure you buy one copy right now. And just call it a day. If this card's probably going to get banned. If it doesn't, it's going to go to the moon. Right? If you win that bet. But if you don't, well, could it go lower to 30? Possibly. But then we have another Thunder Dragon Colossus / Brilliant Fusion type of scenario here where the card's going to slowly, certainly go because people are going to be like, oh, Konami could bring back Hulk. Oh, they could do this. They could do that, right? Like, it's so cheap at this point where if you want to buy a copy to have, it's not bad. Would I invest crazy into it? Not necessarily, but if you feel like being a gambling man and you want to get maybe, say, 2 copies, right? Not bad. Ice Dragon's Prison, ultra rare here. 6.5 here, going up to about $6.50, $7 right over here. And then Secret Rares here, going to about $7 here. Now, I always told people that this was a great buy at $5, $6, $7. Even $8 right here, and right now we're seeing it about $7, roughly over here. Now, this card is really good because you target a monster in your opponent's graveyard, you special them into your field, and then you can banish one monster from both players' field that have the same type as each other. What the best way to resolve Ice Dragon's Prison in current Yu-Gi-Oh, in my opinion, is when you go up against Eldritch and they have their one Golden Lord in the grave, one Golden Lord on the field. You can activate Ice Dragon's Prison, banish both their Golden Lords. Their Golden Boys are done for, essentially, right? Because usually most competent players will play 2. I have seen people play 3, which I completely understand, because you want one more. If you can play with one, but it sucks, and it's really easy to see one get banished, and they can't really recur their banished, right? But even if they have 3, banishing 2 off the gate, it's going to be really tough for them, right? A lot of other decks can also benefit off this. I've seen people, play this with like Trap Trick if they're going first. They can kind of banish a link, or not a link, but they can banish code Trap Trick during their standby. Have this on the field. Your opponent does their combo with like say Tear Element or Split or whatever. You can interrupt them by not only banishing a card in their grave, but banishing something they can, on the field I should say, but banishing something in the grave that they can recur, which is really awesome. You can also just use it as a reborn if you really want, because you can banish one, so you do have the choice here. Really good card overall. Someone brought up a few cards like Ulti Hulk and this in my community section, which I always love when you guys do that. I really appreciate it. And even if I go over the cards often enough, some people miss market watches, and great minds think alike, right? That's how I like to see it. Starfrost. A lot of people think this card could be really good in the future because not only does it destroy and special summon itself, but it's a tuner, right? Secret Rares here at about $11 here. Not too bad. And then you have Ultras here at about 15. 15 is not too bad for this card. It does go up to about 18. I actually know Minty Fresh Gaming. Right over here, going up to 23. It's not too bad for Ultra copies. I think that Ultras and Secret Rares are very close in value. And even if we get a reprint of the Secret Rare, being the sneak peek promo for the set, it might not go down too much. I actually want to take a look at one other sneak peek card here that I think is a little interesting. I told people to get these at $2. Right now they're about 4s, going up to 5s here. I mean, it's just not a card that people are really interested in, but this card still has some value being a sneak peek card. Visa Starfrost that has playability in the game in general. Ultra Rares at 15, not too bad. Blade Blaster from Extreme Victory. Now, this card looks so awesome, at least in my opinion here. And recently, this card is kind of going up to $14, but you have 9 copies here at $5.65. TGs are always a classic deck, even though when you look at the 5Ds era, the deck didn't see much play really at all, but still a fan favorite deck. I assume it's from the anime, personally, because I don't run into TGs that often. They also have a broken Link card that still doesn't have a reprint. $5.65 for an old school ultimate rare that looks really dope. That could easily be, you know, $13, $15 in the future. It's not too bad here. In fact, let's look at Trident Launcher as well. It's an original print out of Savage Strike with no reprint here. The card is pennies. 55 cents. You cannot go lower than this, folks. Well, you have 108 listings. We go for verified. You go first edition, 71 listings. You go near mint, 51 listings. All right. So you have for 98 cents here, 55 cents, 69 cents. Not a bad card to hold on to because it's definitely a card that has been bought out a couple times before. It's been up to, you know, anywhere from $4 or $5 to $8, $9. And if you're spending literally less than $1.70 here for first editions, it might not be a bad idea. In fact, even getting unlimiteds for like say 35 cents a pop, really not that bad. Now Blaster here, over here near mints are gonna be about $4, $5 going up to $6.45, going up to $8.75 here. If you don't have your blasters, I would get them because this card, people are speculating it could come off the ban list. I don't know what Konami wants to do with this card personally, but it became one of the strongest Dragon Rulers to one of the weakest. Although, you know, Tempest exists. Fishback Blaster from Turbo Pack 6 here. You control a face of level 3 or lower water monster. You discard this card. Special summon this card from your graveyard. And if this card is used as a material monster, the other synchros have to be water, which really isn't that bad of a clause, especially because this card can just make Hulk. That's all it really needs to do, right? And you can really abuse this card. $30 here. Not too bad for your Turbo Pack supers. Could this card come off the ban list? I think absolutely not. But it's still a cool ban card to have in your binder. Electromite here from Extreme Force here, unlimited of 15. Go first edition near mints here, 25 up to $30. I told people this card was going up to 25. This card is always a card that you buy in the middle of the format because this card will be about 6, 7 to like $12 for a first edition, maybe not even 12, usually like 10, 11. And then during banless season, it's going to go up. It's going to creep to 15, 20s. Then it's going to go 20, 25s. Then it could be 25 to 30. And that's what we're seeing right over here. $25 to $30 for your near mints. Then you sell them. You make your money. You take some of that money and put it into more electromites. In the middle of the next format, rinse and repeat. I've done this for years. Like, ever since this card's been banned. I think it's been years at this point. Resonance Insect, which is really funny because I remember going over that ban list and my live reaction just me saying, wow, they really did make the game worse, which they did. Worst ban list ever was it's not even for Electromite, it was the Killing of Eternal format. This was the same list to jog people's memory. Engage got banned, Mirage Stallion got banned, Harpor got banned, all that. Resonance Insect, dollars over here. Beat Troopers are getting some OCG support along with, I think, Libromancers and a few other archetypes. So we could get that in the TCG eventually. So Resonance Insect could see some play with the Buggy Boys. But this card is just good in bug decks in general. Dollar for your supers, not bad. I'll say Sylvan High Protector, just a great level 8 because what's called, if a card is sent from your deck to graveyard by your card effect, which is very easy to do, you attach a material from this card, turn a card on the field, and place that on the top or bottom of the deck. Really good card in general, right? You can also declare a card name, and if it's declared card name at your hand, otherwise send it to the graveyard. So it's a foolish kind of effect, but if you call what you want, a really good card, basically letting you get a draw 1 right there. Basically you have unverified here, $5.99 unlimiteds, about 22 for your verified near mints from Legacy of the Valiant. Mega packs being about $20. This card could honestly suck my deck, and Konami really needs to reprint this card. Phantasma here, about dollars here for your other copies. Ultras might be a little closer to 2 with those ultras. But original secret rares here are about, well, let's go first set here. 34 listings here, all right? Near mints, 19, $21, which is what I saw last time. 30, going up to 30, going up to 100. Well, 40, 100 here. Put lightly played, 27 here. You guys have to remember that this is a hand trap that hasn't seen play in a while, and people have forgot how good this card actually is. You can make it versus Spite, and you can kind of have a card on the field, draw one. You could do things where it attacks over the Dupe Frog, so it kind of helps break the lock there, right? And then if you're put and the best part is if your opponent tries to do something, and people might not know this about Fantastic because it's been a while, when your opponent activates a card effect that targets monsters you control, you can discard a card, negate the activation if you do destroy it, right? Really good hand trap. Always has been. This is a good price for it. I don't know what else I can say to you. Chaos Space, about $10 here. For your supers, card definitely could use a reprint, but 2 Chaos in general, I think Konami's staying away from because it was more of a collector set, and they know that. So they don't really need to reprint that because they know that's just going to piss off collectors. And it's not going to help sell product. CRs, 120. And by the way, that doesn't mean they should never reprint 2 Chaos. I'm just saying they're not in a hurry to compare to other things. But yeah, near mints are about 125. First editions are about 230, 220 here. Goes up to 300. People are paying 220 for this card. I'm telling you that. Even the sales, you're not really seeing it much often. Like, you're seeing it a little bit here, but not much. Now, tier limit tier, Rhino Heart, 16s. This is probably going to go, and I'm probably going to butcher this. This card's probably going to go up because of Ishuku or whatever it's called. Tier limit is able to play with a lot of archetypes, especially meta-relevant archetypes coming out. So if you're looking to get tier limits, you don't have them already, these are your prices. What can I say? Also, if you guys haven't smashed that like button, 100 likes is the goal. If you're buying any cards off TCG Player, please use my affiliate link down in the description below. Helps up the channel to no additional cost to you. Let me know what you guys want to see in the next Mark Watch in the comment section below, like buyouts. And yeah, so yeah, actually, let's look how much Rhino Heart actually is because, yeah, $20. Okay, 21. That's why I click on stuff because the unverified. 7 for your kits, not bad. Secrets are 6, not bad. The supers are right around $1 to $2 here. And yeah, that's about it. Would I pick up tier limit stuff? Most definitely. And the last card I want to talk about is Garura here. Ultra rare, $14 here. Now, I want to talk about this card because, and by the way, I love it when people talk in my comment section and think I'm wrong sometimes. I think Super Poly, it could get hit because of a few reasons. Now, the first reason being that Konami, it knows this card keeps seeing play, and it's been seeing more play in this format and how strong it is. And Konami might think to themselves, this card, even though, you know, it's a card that has been out for a long time, still keeps seeing meta-relevant play, and it's been seeing even more relevant play. They might think it's a hindrance to, you know, Spite and tier, and they might hit the card because, you know, they're not going to hit this card, obviously. But I've seen a counter argument in my comment section thinking, why would Konami hit Super Poly when they just released Garura? Well, the first reason, which I've already talked about multiple times, is Konami does not need help selling Power of the Elements. Spite and Tournament were good enough, right? Garura Wings of Resentment was, I hate to say it, but it's probably a lucky hit. They probably didn't know how good this card exactly is going to do. Yes, it's great to have another Super Poly target to kind of shake up the game, but Konami would definitely doesn't need to, say, protect this card. So Super Poly is a hit that they could do. I'm not saying it will happen. I just think that there is a chance of it happening, right? So with that being said, guys, leave a like if you guys enjoyed, subscribe, all that jazz. And I will see you guys in tomorrow's live stream at 10 p.m. Central. Peace.